Hi, I'm back with a quick update. The past month I've kept a bit quiet on social media. That's because I was on the way to Germany and I also had to prepare a conference. What is this conference? It's called the Clash of Realities. It takes place at the Cologne Game Lab each year. When I was studying at CGL, I was able to attend the Clash of Realities and I thought it was really cool. So I wanted to come again this year, visit everybody. It's just a good time to be around. There's all sorts of stuff happening. So yeah, because I'm not studying here, I decided to actually apply as a speaker for Clash of Realities. So last August I had to pitch a talk. Mine was called Inclusive and Participatory Game Development because there was a summit about inclusive worlds of games. So I thought a few of my projects, for example the Fade project we made at UNB with Nathan Thompson and a great group of LGBTQ+ youth. This game is available to play online. There'll be a link in the description. So yeah, I was really excited that my pitch was accepted and I got to be back here for this time. The opening keynote was by Carolyn Pettit, which was really interesting. As a fan of Feminist Frequency, it was really interesting to hear her perspectives. As a fan of games and a fledgling game designer, Feminist Frequency for me kind of opened up my eyes to how when we design we embed our values whether we are conscious of this or not. So yeah, it's just interesting to think about what you are putting in your game and how and what that says really. Clash of Realities is an international conference with speakers from all over the world, speaking on a wide range of topics, for example, game studies and pedagogy, more academic sides, and then we get talks from artists and game designers who are working in the industry, so it's a really cool mix. So then on the second day, which is called the Summit Day, because there are 5, I believe, different tracks you can follow, so depending on what you're interested in, you can go to different rooms and hear speakers on different topics. I stuck mostly to my own track, which was Inclusive Worlds of Games, and it was super interesting. I learned a lot about accessibility and universal design as it relates to the world and more specifically with games. I heard talks from Chris Power, who is the vice president of the Able Gamers charity. So yeah, very insightful talks. At the summit we also heard from Karen Stevens, who is accessibility lead at EA Sports. So it was really interesting to hear her story and how she managed to add way more accessibility options to the EA Sports line to make them available to more players. Although I did cheat at the start, I went for the first talk to the Game Development Summit because I'm a huge fan of the game Gorogoa. And yeah, the creator was speaking about his process behind the game, and yeah, for such a strange, unique game, I thought it was interesting to see the thought process behind it all. And then for my talk, I was pretty nervous, which is, yeah, I'm kind of nervous when giving presentations, but I had rehearsed it quite a bit. I had a few slides that dealt with minorities in games and the portrayal of ability in games. Because of all the experts in the crowd on this subject, I was kind of intimidated. I think I turned a bit red, but yeah, I think overall it went pretty good. I got some good feedback. It's a thing in Germany, they give pretty good feedback. They don't always step around the issues, which is something that is appreciated over here. The third and final day, which is called the main conference day, because everybody's in the same room, there's a bunch of keynotes. So if the summit day allows you to specialize and hear about what interests you the most, the main day is truly a clash of realities because it brings everybody together in the same room for the same panels and questions. On the main day I wasn't able to attend all the talks because I'm part of a student work group which helps organize and run the event, but I did manage to catch a lot of really interesting talks. For example, Jesper Druhl, who is a leading games scholar from Denmark, had a really interesting talk on his kind of study of indie games, how it came to be, which phases it passed through and where it is today. Really interesting. I'm looking forward to his book about the indie games, which will be published in 2019. I also caught a talk by Kara Ellison, who is currently the narrative designer on the PS4 game Dreams from Media Molecule, the company who made Little Big Planet. So that talk was really appreciated. Yeah, exactly like last year, I learned a lot. I heard a lot of new perspectives, got to hear a lot of cool voices and opinions on games. So yeah, it was a very enriching experience, and I will definitely port a lot of these learnings and insights to my current project, Claire Game. In case you didn't know, I'm making an adventure RPG about my hometown. There's a link to the announcement video in the description. I kind of took a little break on working on this to focus on my Clash presentation and to enjoy the event in my time here in Germany, but I will be shortly heading back to Canada to dive right back in. I'm looking forward to adding some new ideas and finishing my prototype for the game, so stay tuned to see how that project will be going. I believe that is it. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you back in Canada. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen.